All right, so buckle up, everyone, because today we are diving deep into some seriously thought-provoking stuff.
Definitely.
We're talking about justified violence
Yeah.
in Hinduism,
Yeah.
which might sound kind of contradictory at first, right?
Absolutely.
But trust me, it gets really interesting. We've got this super powerful quote from the Mahābhārata
Okay.
that's going to kind of turn everything you thought you knew about nonviolence upside down,
Sounds intense.
for sure.
Lay it on me.
So first things first,
Yeah.
can you give us like a quick rundown on the Mahābhārata?
Sure. So,
Just in case some folks aren't familiar.
yeah, no problem.
You got it.
Imagine like Game of Thrones, but with like deep philosophical debates.
Okay.
That's the Mahābhārata.
I like it.
It's this ancient Sanskrit epic packed with crazy battles and political drama,
Right.
but it also tackles these huge moral questions
Mm-hmm.
that are still super relevant today.
I can see that.
Like, what is duty? What's righteousness?
Yeah.
Fate? And of course,
This is the big one.
when violence is justified
When is it okay?
and when is it not?
Right.
Big questions.
Yeah, so let's jump into that.
Yeah.
This quote that we got.
Okay.
It says, nonviolence is the highest dharma,
Right.
but violence in defense of dharma is also dharma.
Mm. Mm.
So, I don't know about you, but to me that sounds like kind of a contradiction.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's meant to be.
Is it? Okay.
It's a paradox.
It is.
And that's what makes it so interesting.
So why would they even say that?
Because it makes us think
About
the gray areas of morality.
it's not just black and white.
Not at all.
Okay, so
Oh.
let's break this down a bit.
Sure.
Dharma, that seems to be like the key word here.
It is.
What does that actually mean in this context?
Yeah. Dharma is a tricky one to translate
How come?
because it's got so many layers of meaning.
More than one. What are they?
It's not just about duty, like what you're supposed to do,
Okay.
but it's also about being righteous.
So doing the right thing.
Yeah, and even like cosmic order.
Whoa.
It's about being in tune with truth
Mm-hmm.
and fulfilling your purpose.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get it.
Good.
So then how does violence fit into all of that?
Right, so the Mahābhārata
Yeah.
is full of these moral dilemmas
Okay.
and conflicts.
Like what?
Like,
Give me an example.
well, sometimes you have to choose between two bad options, and there's no easy answer.
tough choices.
Yeah.
So this quote is basically saying
She is.
that sometimes to protect the good,
Mm-hmm.
to protect the truth,
You got it.
you might have to fight for it,
Exactly.
even if it means using force.
It's a tough pill to swallow.
I can imagine.
But that's the reality.
But doesn't that mean that anyone could just say, like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm using violence
Right.
to defend Dharma?
People definitely twist it.
They do.
Yeah, that's why the Mahābhārata
Yeah.
doesn't endorse blind violence.
Okay, good.
It asks us to think critically
About.
the situation. Like, is violence truly the last resort?
Mm-hmm.
Have we tried everything else?
That makes sense.
And what are the consequences? Even if we have good intentions.
I see. Because even with good intentions,
Yeah.
things can go wrong.
They can.
So it's making us think about all of that.
Exactly.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Thinking back on history,
Yeah.
there are a lot of people
Right.
who fought against oppression
Hmm.
and they used violence.
They did.
Were their actions justified because they were defending like a greater good?
That's a tough one.
It is.
Because history is always debated,
That's true.
judged from different perspectives.
Yeah.
This quote reminds us
Of what?
that there isn't always a black and white answer.
Like a clear right or wrong?
Exactly.
It's all gray.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Sure.
This is for everyone listening.
Okay.
Think about your own life for a minute.
Hmm.
Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you had to act, even if it meant going against what you normally believe?
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe standing up to a bully or speaking out against something unfair,
I've been there.
or even just like making a really difficult choice.
Mhm.
That hurt someone, but you felt it was necessary.
It happens.
This quote is asking us to think about those tough calls
It is.
and figure out where our own lines are.
Where do we draw the line?
Yeah,
It's a personal question.
it is.
And it goes beyond just us as individuals.
What do you mean?
This concept plays out on a global scale, too.
How so?
Like with humanitarian interventions
Well, like-
or the debate about using military force.
Right.
When is it truly in defense of Dharma?
And who gets to decide that?
Exactly.
That's a big question.
It is.
So we've talked a lot about how the Mahābhārata
Yeah.
looks at this dilemma of justified violence.
For sure.
But here's the real challenge for you.
Okay.
Can we ever truly know
Yeah.
if violence is the right answer?
That's a tough one.
It is.
I don't know.
And if not,
Yeah.
what are our other options
Right.
when faced with a threat to what we believe in?
Big questions.
Something to think about.
Definitely something to ponder.
It is.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's all the time we have for today.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time
Sounds good.
for another deep dive.
All right. Yeah.
See you later.